Most modern watercraft have an adjustable trim setting. This adjustment is usually located on the handlebars. The trim setting dictates the attitude of the front of the craft when under power by adjusting the nozzle outlet at the rear. Basic rule of thumb is that when you want more effective and responsive steering, you simply adjust the trim down to the downward position, letting the front of the watercraft sit lower in the water. This will aid in more dynamic steering and will be of assistance in choppy water. To the other extreme, you will have the trim setting where the bow of the watercraft is sitting up. This setting would be for high-speed touring on flatter water. There are compromises in both settings, and it usually comes down to riding styles and preference. I personally prefer to have my trim up on the flat water so the bow is high. This ensures less drag on the water due to less ski in the water at speed. The advantage is for high-speed touring. However, a downside is that I will have some instability or ski wobble at high speed and a slight loss of fast steering response. If I was wanting more dynamic steering, I would have the trim set low. For example, if I was skiing a slalom buoy course, I would ensure that I would have the trim setting down. That would give me more dynamic steering by having more of the front of the ski in the water, which slightly reduces my top speed. I would recommend that you play with trim whilst riding and gain an optimum setting for the conditions you are riding in. You will become proficient at this with some practice. It is also worth considering that when you are carrying excessive loads, luggage or riding with passengers, that the added weight on your ski will affect the trim and either accentuate or reduce its effectiveness. For example, if you were riding with a passenger on the rear of the ski and the bow was sitting high, the ski would be sitting proportionally much higher than normal. Then you would most likely compensate by bringing the trim down a little. Consequently, if you are carrying a load at the front of the ski, you would trim up. It is a fantastic feature on a lot of the later model skis. Interestingly, in the past this feature was only available on race skis, but has transitioned over to high-end consumer models. Here's a tip for you. For maximum water hookup and great acceleration, have your trim setting face down, and then gradually, as your speed increases, bring your trim up.